Speaking of frustrating, I kind of want to go to the other team that the Hawks played, the Celtics.
Yeah.
They've been, in my mind, frustrating. I mean, Jaylen Brown has just improved just across the board. Like,
Yeah.
definitely thought he should have been an all-star starter, even though, I mean, I had my thoughts on that. He's definitely going to be in the all-star game, so that's great. You know, Jason Tatum's been solid as well. I just feel like everything else Boston's done to a lesser extent. Kemba Walker, obviously, out the gate, came out slow. He's not been exactly the same. He says he's trying to fit his way in, but, you know, it's a work in progress. You obviously have the unfortunate injury to Marcus Smart. The Celtics have been really reeling since that. The front
He's
court,
the heart of that team, man.
yes. Yeah, and you said it. And not having that juice is gone. I mean, forget like a very useful rotation player, someone who starts and, you know, is that spark plug, that secondary point guard, all of that. But it's not even that. It's the intangibles, like you said.
Yeah.
You don't have that. And I don't know what Brad Stevens doing, Daniel Tyson, Tristan Thompson. Like, it's like weirdly undersized, not nearly spaced enough, and it just doesn't work for me.
Yeah, I totally.
My man Nate, sorry, shout out to Nate.
Careful here.
Yeah, I know. I got to lightly. Yeah. He's shout out to him and Premium Hoops. There's something else, but yeah, go on. I'm sorry.
I mean, look, and shout out to the other Brent in the chat. Apparently, we got to stick together, us Brent. Yeah, I mean, look, you got to be really excited if you're a Celtics fan. They're hitting a little bit of a lull, but I mean, 15 and 14. They should be a lot better. But without Smart, this is without Smart, who, you know, he makes it easier for the other guys on the team. So when he's not out there, everyone has to work that much harder on defense. Everyone has, and, you know, look, these guys aren't, you know, Kemba Walker's not known for his defense. You know, these guys, Jaylen Brown, great defender. Tatum is getting a lot better at defense. But having a guy like Smart bust his butt on the defensive side makes it so much easier for those guys to work offensively. And so not having him in the lineup, you know, it's a struggle. But, you know, don't worry about the Celtics. I think come playoff time, they're going to be rolling. I think Kemba's already, you know, showing signs of getting back to his old self. He had 28, 5, and 6 tonight. You know, the Hawks were a good cure for whatever was ailing them because they stepped up big. Robert Williams from, you know, I told people hang on to him, even though the three-headed monster is back, Tice is back in. Williams has so much potential in the blocks department that, you know, he's worth hanging on to. And I think he had 4 blocks tonight. Wow. 4 blocks, 2 steals, 12 and 7. He had 5 steals the other night, 4 or 5 steals the other day. Great fantasy player, probably available on a lot of waiver wires right now. I would pick up Robert Williams. There's going to be a couple games here and there where he doesn't get a lot of minutes or he doesn't do great because they do have Tice and Thompson. But he's just too much of a talent for Boston to not let loose at some point. So, yeah, I love what they're building. I love their bench. Pritchard looks like a great find in the second round, steal. Ojale has looked a lot better lately, but he's inconsistent too, but he's a strong defender and a tough guy out there when you watch him play. But that starting 5 they got is legit, especially when Smart's in that lineup. So, I wouldn't worry at all if you're a Celtics fan. These things happen in a season, especially a weird season like this with no preseason. There's going to be weird dips and stuff, but I think they're going to be one of the top teams in the East when it comes down to it.
I definitely hope so. I mean, not Brad Stevens. Danny Ainge just 2 days ago was saying that, and maybe he was doing this to try to just shoulder the blame and, you know, be that, but I guess the good leader or the soldier of taking like the accountability or taking the blame for the Celtic struggles, which of course between injuries, COVID, and just the roster being in flux with that lends to it. But he basically said that, you know, he was asked if he believes Celtics are a championship team, and he said that he doesn't right now, and that it's not on Brad Stevens or Jaylen Brown or Jason Tatum, but that he doesn't believe they have the pieces. And for me, first of all, I mean, that's disrespectful to guys like Jeff Teague, who, I'm just kidding. I like Jeff Teague.
But like, dude, he got Wally pipped. He got Wally pipped by a second round round guy. So.
Oh man, he totally lost his fastball last. I mean, it was sad that he was such an improvement on the Hawks as a backup point guard last year when he didn't really change that much. It was just having someone adequate on the ball. But like, aside from that, the Celtics right now, I mean, they have an efficiency differential that's their lowest since 2014, 2015. And that was back when they finished 40 and 42. And it's weird because you're right. Like, when healthy, when they get all these guys back, they're going to have at least a decent team. You know, I wouldn't favor them against the Nets or maybe the 76ers, but I would put them up like neck and neck with a bunch. But
Yeah.
aside from that, do you think, okay, even up like healthy, if we take this team and we don't make any moves, either trade or buyout or whatever the case may be, where do you see the Celtics' ultimate ceiling? I mean, they can obviously, anyone can get lucky in the East in that way. I'm not saying that as a sort of a knock on them. I'm just saying, like, what is their ultimate ceiling as of right now?
I think the ceiling for this team is probably Eastern Championship game.
Okay.
I think there's the Nets, and then there's everybody else. And I think Sixers, Toronto's look really good lately. I think any of those teams can be that second team in the East and win a series. They have that kind of talent. I don't know that they have I don't think they're championship talent. I think you put Gordon Hayward on this team, maybe their championship team. That's pretty rough the way he's been playing.
Yeah, he's been borderline all-star. I mean, and some of and we can talk about that in a minute, but like